What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of Rebuilding the Seattle Seahawks through modded Madden. We're coming off a big win against the Atlanta Falcons, and we are going to continue on here. And a big part of this episode is going to be revealing and utilizing T-Dog's progression tool, which is technically not a mod. It is an out-of-game Excel spreadsheet way to overhaul the progression and regression system. I'll explain a good bit of how that works. I can't go all the way into details of how that goes, but I'm going to explain that when we get to that portion of the video. But just a heads up there. And again, guys, please do hit that like button. It really helps support my channel and help the series grow. So as we said, we were going to play the first game of each season, and then we're going to do 3 games, pick and choose, with 3 play the moments with a maximum of 1 full drive inside those games. We're going to advance through week 2 here in just a moment. We do take on the Patriots with Cam Newton probably coming to town here. So I am going to go ahead and just advance through this. Fingers crossed. 20-10. And the offense still playing a little bit slower, but the defense with Jamal Adams here kicking some ass. Russell Wilson, another low passing game, but a clean game nonetheless. Cam Newton struggled. Let's take a look. A very Seattle-style game with 37 rushing attempts. The receiving game was quiet. Defensively, Bobby Wagner. Darrell Taylor gets in there for a sack. Attaboy, there's a second rounder getting involved. And Marquise Blair with the interception. I did see it looks like he's going to get the opportunity for a breakout here, but because of the way the tool works, we're not going to use those breakout scenarios. So that's a good way to kind of explain, or at least transition into explaining how this progression tool works. So what this progression tool does is it takes every player in the league and it will assign a potential grade to every player. And with that potential grade, it will then run over the course of the next 4 seasons a development window of 4 years. So we'll run the tool and it will assign skill points based on a player's potential. So take a guy like Marquise Blair, for example. It might give him a 94 potential grade. That means over the next 4 years, he's going to reach a 94 overall. The thing is, we don't know what that potential grade is, and it's random when it assigns that skill boost. So it might give you, 8 skill points right away. And that's great. And now we know Marquise Blair is really developing here for Seattle. But we don't know if he's going to be a 93 or if he's going to stay there at 81 for the next 3 years. We might think that, oh wow, like he could really grow. And inversely, say Jordan Brooks has a 96 potential grade. Now that's unlikely, but it could happen. He might only get 1 or 2 skill points on the first run. And then all of a sudden we're thinking, okay, he's kind of reached his potential, but next time we run it, next season, he could get 15 skill points. And it adds a random element to the development system. And I know it sounds complicated to follow, but I'm going to show you guys how this works. It's really cool. I'm not going to act like it's perfect. I do like it better than the linear progression system that EA has. So, take it for a grain of salt. Some people aren't going to like this because you might think, oh, that guy didn't earn these skill points. Well, it's just saying, it's accounting for the random aspect of how players will, like an Adam Thielen, for example, will be an undrafted guy, and then he'll break out of nowhere. And I do like that gaining development traits is a way that performance can still impact how these guys develop. And it actually is really effective, which you'll see at the end of the season. But let's go ahead and run this thing. And I do plan on making a video on how to do this, because it is kind of complicated. But just bear with me. I'm going to kind of try to show you the steps as we go here. We just got to open this franchise editor software that the modding community made. We got to export our file. And then we're going to open T-Dog's nice little spreadsheet here. Import our file that we just exported. Then we import the year one progression that it generates for us. That's going to take a second. And that's all it is. So let's come back in here to Madden and make sure it worked. And there you have it. So you can already see some of these guys getting skill points, some guys not getting skill points. Check on the defensive side of the ball. Some modest upgrades, but nothing crazy. Now, when we did our Lions rebuild on Twitch, for example, Tracy Walker, who's like a 75, got like 18 skill points. So really broke out as a superstar in like a Minka Fitzpatrick type of way, which was really cool to see. But this, you can already tell, pretty modest, pretty realistic as far as some of these guys should be developing. Jerron Reed, Poona Ford, Collier, Rasheem Green. Alton Robinson gets 9. He was a second-round pick, and he's starting to reach his potential a little bit. More than a little bit. He's proving to be legit. So you can see this is really cool. Philip Dorsett, there you go. There's your 18 skill points for Philip Dorsett. So we get lucky again. That's extremely lucky for a former first-round pick still. But, I mean, man, that's huge. He is going to get a ton of skill points here. But on the flip side, a guy in DK Metcalf was decided is not going to progress much this year. Now, he could have 92 potential, and he just didn't get anything this year. We don't really know. But for now, Philip Dorsett is basically going to have a Tyler Lockett type of breakout, who Tyler Lockett also got the juice. So this receiving core, this receiving room really building off each other here, getting some pretty major development. Anthony Gordon as well gets 8. It also is going to help offensive linemen develop. Guys like Cedric Ogbuehi, Joey Hunt, Phil Haynes. We're going to get some good boosts on the offensive line. Something that's really hard to develop. But unfortunately on the defensive side of the ball, and it looks like Quentin Dunbar too gets the juice. Coming back in about 6 weeks, he is going to be playing with a vengeance for us. Looking to redeem himself. But other than that, on the back end, guys like Marquise Blair, Griffin, Trey Flowers, these linebackers, not a ton of development. So it's still going to leave some weaknesses despite some breakout performances. But yeah, that's how the tool works. I understand it's not going to be for everyone. Most people like to see much more performance-related growth. It's just different. And we all need a way to mix up our franchise experience. So anyway, back to the rebuild here. We're taking on the Cowboys this week. I think I'm going to simulate this week again at home. Kind of make our way towards the back end of the season a little bit more. So let's go ahead and simulate that. We'll be able to do all of this progression this week as well. The offense continues to really struggle here. Only putting up 7 points, 24-7. Hate to see that. Russell Wilson, I don't think he's gone over 200 yards yet. We got to open up this passing game. Maybe developing these receivers will help. But we're still 2-1, and we get to play the Dolphins this week, who are 2-1. So they're having some success with Tua. Let's go ahead and do these upgrades, though. So some pretty major boosts here. We're going to go Philip Dorsett. I want to boost his kind of slot route running ability. We've got deep threats here, but I'd like to keep him as a more shifty type of receiver. So I'm going to kind of fast forward through all of these boosts, but it should be fun to watch what these guys get. All right, so some nice boosts to the team. You can see it's not quite as drastic as it first looked with all of those skill points, because you end up probably spreading them out a little more. So even a guy like DeMarcus Christmas, who had like 18 upgrades, you know, he's going up to a 75. So he's emerging as a quality starter here. Ends up getting one of the luckiest players out there, but it's not like he's a 99 or anything. Like, he's now just a very serviceable player. So it's a really cool system. And it's going to impact the way we team build here. Because, for example, both, Collier, Rasheem Green, Alton Robinson, and Darrell Taylor, they all got some XP. So we don't really know. Like, that competition is still very much going on. And also, like, our linebackers, these young guys, none of these guys got upgrades. So is their potential staying put? Are these guys not going to develop here? It's all something we've all got to factor in here. Definitely excited to get Quentin Dunbar back, however, who had the largest overall boost, going from a 78 to an 88. Coming back with a vengeance, and he is set to kind of continue his path to being one of the best corners in the NFL, which he was really good for Washington before they traded him. So he's got those off the field concerns for sure. But that is our new look team. The only change to the depth chart I want to make at the moment is I would like to put Philip Dorsett, who got a massive boost, into the slot wide receiver position on our depth chart. Dorsett finally having the breakout that we've hoped he could one day have here, going up to an 84 overall. And I would like to play with our new look team now against the Miami Dolphins here, week 4. So we're going to do our play the moments mini games here, 3 play the moments, a maximum of 1 full drive, hoping to climb now to 3-1 on the season and continue what's been a very successful rebuild. All right, here we go. So it's a first quarter drive opportunity. Let's go ahead and play it. Nowhere to go on the toss. Gonna have to pass it here on 2nd and 14. Got our new star, Tyler Lockett, or Philip Dorsett rather, on the go ball there. Let's give him a chance. Look at that man, making plays. Proving why he's breaking out right there. Oh, Metcalf. Oh, I think Russ overthrew him, although maybe not. Quarterbacks throw the ball with a lot more lob with this mod, so it's your initial eye test as far as what's an overthrow and what isn't an overthrow is different. Tyler Lockett. Way to sit down. Great throw, Russ. Good read. Oh my gosh, what a throw. Man, Russ is just dissecting right now. Taking advantage of our 1 full drive. Philip Dorsett! What a drive! Let's go! Woo! All right. Dolphins are driving, but we hold them to a field goal. Defense continues to play well. Red zone alert. Let's get some points. Looks like man coverage. And it is. Just run it. Go down. Woo, let's go. Russ on the keeper. All right. Opening up the offense a little bit. Although only when we're playing. The simulation offense isn't doing well. Let's trust this along. They get a field goal. 17-10. This is a tight game. Okay, we're driving. We're in the red zone. Let's skip that. Come on, put it in. Another field goal, but we're up 2 scores. We get safety. Amadi with a second interception of the season. Skipping right along. All right, let's skip this, and then let's skip that. Field goal is good. Game's on the line. Make the stop. All right, here we go. This is our last moment. Come on, D. Oh, Bobby Wagner. What a play. Excellent discipline to play those levels. Let's go. All right, hopefully that's enough to seal this game. We're going to skip to the end here. Oh, did we turn the ball over? Okay, we're good. We're good. I think we turned the ball over immediately, though. Again, not a great day of offense, only when we were playing. Love to see Philip Dorsett, however, kind of show his emergence on this team. Kind of learning from the ever so studious Tyler Lockett, who's a similar player in a lot of lights. Let's see. Defensively, Darrell Taylor, another sack. He's having a good year. Bobby Wagner, 2 picks. Ugo Amadi getting more playing time this year, showing up. All right, big win. We're 3-1. Renegotiations are up. I think what we're going to do, we're going to sim next week and then get to the bye week, take a look at our renegotiations, and that's going to do it for this episode, which has been a really fun one. Let's go ahead and advance. Bobby Wagner taking home Defensive Player of the Week. Another cool thing about this mod is that scouting points accumulate now, so you don't have to do it every week. You can save them to the end of the season and knock it all out at once, which I really appreciate. So the Vikings are 1-3 coming to town. We're going to go ahead and sim this week, get to the bye week, and we win 26-18. So this defense is playing great, but unfortunately the Niners are also 5-0. Russell Wilson, again, a very quiet week for the MVP candidate of 2019. Receiving game was quiet. Defensively, however, we get sacks, 3 of them, and Shaquille Griffin an interception. So the defense continues to play well. Just take a look at our stats on the season. Russell Wilson definitely playing a game manager role, just 4 touchdowns, but no interceptions on the season yet. Hoping to open that up a little bit moving forward. The receiving game has been quiet. Defensively, Wagner's having a really good year. The 2 picks. Everson Griffin, 3 sacks. Darrell Taylor, 2 sacks. And then Ugo Amadi kind of being that breakout slot defender for us. I really liked him coming out of Oregon, so it's good to see him play well. If he could get a dev boost, they would re-roll his potential grade, and then maybe he would get more upgrades the next time we run the progression tool. So players ready to negotiate now. Unfortunately, Philip Dorsett was on a 1-year deal, and he's just kind of in the middle of a breakout season here. So he is basically saying, hey, I'm legit now. I need to be paid like a legit wide receiver. Or at least saying, hey, I'm going to bet on myself. Unless you give me this much money, I'm willing to bet on myself and prove it this year. So I don't think paying him that money here based on his performance so far makes sense. We'll continue to monitor that situation. That's obviously a lot of money for him. We got veterans here to renegotiate with. I do want to keep Poona Ford around. I think that's a good asking price for a good nose tackle. Now, DeMarcus Christmas is impressing us. So do we want to let Poona Ford test the market? Do we want to hold off on that? I think we might want to hold off. Shaquille Griffin definitely is a great scheme fit, a player that we don't want to let go anywhere, so I am going to give him what he wants. Chris Carson, a running back. Gonna let him go, and then we got Greg Olsen, KJ Wright, some veterans. So not the worst wave of free agents here. Definitely some guys we want to revisit, but for now, I think we're just going to take care of Shaq Griffin, and we are going to advance to week 7 here, but that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Let me know your comments down below. What do you think of T-Dog's progression tool? Would you use this in your franchise mode? Do you prefer EA's system? Curious to know what you guys think of what we got going on here. But until next time, guys, cheers. Appreciate you for watching, and we'll see you for the next one. Peace out.